Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to talk to you about the 4 hotels that we have stayed at in Orlando. We'll do a very quick review here to show you how are these hotels, what are these hotels, the prices. The cool thing is that we have stayed in very cheap hotels a little more expensive but still cheap, average hotels, and the most expensive hotel in Orlando. So we'll show you everything here for you. It's cool that it caters to all tastes and pockets. You can compare a little bit how each hotel is, if you're worth investing a little more, if it's worth investing a little less. So we'll give you a quick review of all the hotels, our opinions, and show you plenty of pictures and images of the places so that you can know exactly how each one is. So it's going to be quick tips, useful, and with no fuss. So guys, give us a like, subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, let's do a general review here. We thought it would be nice to make this video because people ask for a lot of hotel recommendations, and hotel is something that's hard to indicate when you don't know it. We started to see our travel history because we've traveled there a lot. We have been to Orlando several times for 2 reasons. One, because we are in love with it, and it's the city we really like the most in the world, and also because our biggest blogs are there. So we have a lot of partnerships, a lot of business, and we end up doing a lot of things related to our work there. So we have been there many times, and most of the times we stayed in a hotel, so we can evaluate several hotels and show you here how each one is more or less. The nice thing is that they are very well located and in various price ranges. That are the first ones that we went to that were very cheap. The others had a more or less expensive price. There is the hotel that's one of the most expensive in Orlando, which we were invited by Disney. It's one of the Disney hotels that's sensational, so we'll be able to show you a little bit of each one. So let's start our list, and all the values we'll talk about here will be in dollars. What happens, the exchange rate is varying a lot, especially with the pandemic, with the market, the financial crisis. So we're going to talk about the dollar value, and you can calculate it according to the rate, how is the dollar exchange rate for your currency at the time you are watching the video. It's much easier for you to have a better notion of the value. So starting our list, we'll start with the hotel that's one of the cheapest in Orlando, that's preferred by tourists. Any Orlando Facebook discussion group, webpage, or community that you join and have a discussion about hotels, you'll see that people talk about Celebration Suites Orlando. It's one of the cheapest hotels, and people like it a lot because it's that tourist profile that goes for the first time or second time to Orlando but wants to save as much as possible with the lodging. They are thinking more about enjoying the parks and shopping and don't care much about a nice structure. They don't want so much comfort in the lodging, so it ends up being the option of many people because it's very cheap, it's very well located. It's located in Celebration. It's just a few minutes away from Disney. It's close to the Vineland outlet. It's only a little further away from Universal and the other outlets and malls, but it's about 25-30 minutes. Since in Orlando we usually rent cars, people rent cars, it's easy and the location is excellent, and the rooms are big. This is another positive point of Celebration, so there's space to organize things, everything, and it fits a lot of people. So for you to have an idea of the price, in low season it's $60, in high season it's $70. So we put there an average of $65 the room per day. This room can be for 2 people, but one cool thing and a cool tip, Orlando room sometimes for 4 people cost the same price for 2 people, so the hotel ends up charging the same thing. So for example, at Celebration, a search for a room for 2 people is costing an average of $65 a day. For 4 people it's exactly $65 a day, and if you split it up among 4 people it's much cheaper. It will end up costing $15 per person. It's very cheap for Orlando, for a place abroad, and especially in dollar terms. In the United States it's a very low value, so the main points of this hotel are location and price. Now, being very honest, the negative points in our opinion, cleanliness and structure, and also service, that the people are not very prepared. The nice thing is that there are some people who speak our language. They hired some Brazilian employees because there's a strong demand of Brazilians wanting to stay in this hotel, but they don't have a very good service. They are not very attentive, and the structure of the hotel is very old. They don't invest so much in infrastructure because of the low price for the cost that they offer, and the hygiene sometimes leaves something to be desired. There are many people who comment that their room was a little dirty, the sheets were dirty, the bathroom sometimes with an unpleasant smell, something like that. But in general, what we notice it, tourists who want to save money and go without thinking about accommodation love it, it and think it's sensational. Those who are thinking about having a little more comfort, who care more about these things, don't like it very much and find it convenient. So here goes a little bit of your travel profile. This next one is more suitable for you. And now, before you go to the next hotel, a nice tip is to know the location in Orlando. I'm going to put a map here for you to see. It's nice to locate yourself like this bounded line. It's a custom map that we created. I'll even leave a link here in the description of the video to the hotel search engine that we use, which is the biggest in the world and the one of the best price, the biggest quantity of hotels. We use them a lot. So we were able to put together this personalized map here. By clicking on the link, you will open this map, and within this limited area that we marked on the map, you will be in the best possible location in Orlando. To locate yourself further down, this marked area is Disney and the Vanillane outlet, which is a very good outlet. Then all the Disney parks are there. If you like Disney, try to stay in this area. This is where Celebration is, where most of the hotels we'll comment on here are located, including the suites that we have just commented on. And further up towards the extreme of this delimited line is the Universal area. So that is where the 3 Universal parks are located, as well as the most important outlets and malls. So check out your travel style and see the location, but anywhere within this area. And if you have a car, it's very easy. Guys, any doubts you may have, no matter how silly it may be, you can talk to us. We'll gladly help you. And even easier, send us a direct message or a message on social networks that we will help you with no problem, with the greatest pleasure. And follow us there. We are always traveling around the world, showing tips in a very cool way, and the family routine there for little ones that are a blast. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Now going to the second on our list, it's actually in chronological order, but it will also be in order of value, because as the years went by, we got a little bit better at hosting, so it will coincide here. But we also put it in order of value to give a nice differentiation. How much more do I have to spend to have a little more comfort, so you can have a better notion? The second on the list is the Meliá Celebration Orlando, which is also in Celebration, close to the first one. Only the Meliá has a much nicer structure, but it still has a very good cost compared to the other hotels. It offers a very good infrastructure. Their pool is very nice. The hotel is very nice. They have a very good cleanliness. The room is very clean, well remodeled. We really liked the beds, the bathroom, and the shower. So the structure and the cost benefits is very good for the price that it offers. The price out of a hotel of this type, of this level, would be more expensive in Orlando, and they offer a very good price. The breakfast is very nice. The lounge downstairs, they will help you with everything. So we think it's very nice. It's a very good option for those who want to save money but have at least a minimum of comfort there. The security, that you will have a good stay, that you will sleep calmly, and that you will have a clean room. And it costs an average of $90 in low seasons and $110 in high seasons. So it's an average of $100 a day for a room up to 4 people. It ends up costing $25 per person per day. It's still a cheap accommodation. It's not as cheap as the $15 at the Celebration Suites, but it's still a good, worthwhile price for everyone, because if you divide for the number of people, it ends up being very cheap. The third hotel on our list is the Wyndham Lake Buena Vista Disney Springs. It's a very nice hotel that we ended up staying at by invitation from Disney. We found it very good. What happens? That are the Disney hotels. We even made a very nice video comparing this. Later, if you can, watch it there. That are the Disney hotels. They stay inside the Disney complex, which is gigantic. Disney is practically a city, but they are not Disney hotels. So there are Disney hotels inside the Disney complex, which are all Disney themed and managed by Disney. And there are other hotels that are major brands like Hilton and Wyndham, which are inside the Disney complex, but they are not Disney hotels. They are from these brands, but they stay inside, so they have the benefit of having the transportation there to the parks. They are very close to the parks, but they are not Disney. This Wyndham is in this style. It's not Disney, which is good because it's not so expensive. The Disney hotels, they are much more expensive, so it's really another level. They are very expensive because of the experience they offer. What we think is nice, that the Wyndham is the middle ground for you to want to have a Disney experience but don't want to pay so much. It's very nice. And why? The Wyndham is inside the Disney complex. It's a 5-minute walk from Disney Springs. We went there 3 times at night because it was very close, and it's very nice to have dinner and have fun. Disney Springs is a sensational and very beautiful area. You have to go there, and if you can, more than once. So it's very nice, and you have some Disney benefits. Even though it's not Disney, it has free transportation to the parks, so you don't don't have to take the car or pay for the parking. You leave the car there at the hotel and you take the shuttle and you go back and forth, and then you use the car to go to other places. So this made it a lot easier. And there is a cool thing that they do now, which is a breakfast, which is once or twice a week. You need to see it right when you go. It's with the Disney characters, so it's very cool. We had breakfast there with all the characters. There's a video that we made of this breakfast, if you can watch it there, because it's very cool. Clarinha freaked out. There's no way. My daughter loved the characters, so it's very nice to have this experience. It's not the same experience as the Disney hotels, but it's a little bit similar. There are some Disney things and the price is much better than the Disney hotels, but even then it's already a more expensive price than the other hotels outside the Disney complex, which we just mentioned. These two, they are cheaper than the Wynton. The Wynton ends up being a little bit higher in price, an average of $130 a day, so it ends up being a little bit more expensive for up to 4 people. It's not so much if you compare it with the benefits, but sometimes it can be worth it. Look carefully at your travel style and what you intend to do during your trip, because sometimes it can be worth it. Guys, I was talking about the car. We found it very good to use the car in Orlando. Every time we went, we rented. There are people that sometimes ask, do you need it or not? We think it's good because the experience ends up being much nicer. The outlets are far away, the malls, everything's closed. When we talk about time, it's 20-30 minutes, but they are big highways, so the distance is far and the car ends up being very good. It's very nice to drive there, to be able to go to the Universal parks, and we always rent and recommend it. And you can rent a car very cheaply. There's a price comparator that's sensational. I'll leave the link here in the description of the video, along with all the other organized links. It compares the prices in all rental companies and shows you the best price. It finds incredible prices. It's unbeatable. Take a look, use the comparator and compare it with the other searches you have done, and you will see that the prices are very good indeed. We recommend it because we think it makes the trip more enjoyable. You will spend a little bit more, no way. There's no point in saying that's cheaper than using Uber or cabs, but we think that the car is part of the Orlando experience. So I'll leave the comparator below with all the links. I'll leave the links to the hotels as well. If you want to go to the page, search how much it's costing on your travel date, have a look. I'll leave the link for each one and the link to the map too, with the whole region or where to see in Orlando for you to locate yourself. If you want another hotel besides these, it's very nice for you to do your research, and also the internet chip for you to use your internet when you are there. Be sure to use it because it's very good. It's cheaper and easier. So we bought it before in our country. It's a very good site, a very good company. We received the chip at home in a few days. When we got there, we put in the cell phone and started using it calmly to enjoy the whole trip. And another very important link too is the one for the sites that sell tickets for all parks with the best price. You can search in other sites. You will see that they are very good. It's one of the best tour operators. They have unbeatable prices and you end up saving a lot because the parks are not cheap. I don't know if you have seen the prices, but you will be a little scared because they are expensive. But the magic of Orlando is the parks. You can't miss them. And with this site you will save a lot. They are very good. The service was in our language. They sent us a box full of gifts to use it during the trip. So take a look at this site for the tickets. That's also very good. I'm sure you're not going to regret it. I'm going to leave everything here. And now let's talk about the Grand Floridian. The Grand Floridian, I think it was one of the best hotels we ever stayed in our lives. Only this was the invitation from Disney. We went there to evaluate the hotel, to show it to people, to post it on social networks so that people could follow it, see how it is and spread the word. It's sensational. We had already gone there to have breakfast. This is a cool tip in Orlando. At Disney, you can book breakfast at the Disney hotels without being accommodated, and it's an amazing experience. Through the Disney app, you can schedule it, and we had already been to this hotel for breakfast and we were dazzled by this area. With the pool, we saw it from afar and then we ended up staying at this hotel. There's even a very good video if you can check out our experience there because it was a sensational hotel. But then, to be very honest, it's another price standard. It's at a much higher level. The average daily rate is $700, so it's much more expensive. You will pay a lot, but it's the top hotel at Disney. It and the Animal Kingdom Lodge are the two top hotels at Disney, the biggest, the most beautiful, and the most expensive. It's where the famous people stay who really have a better condition for their trip, so it's a different kind of trip. We think it's sensational, but we wouldn't pay that amount. If you were, we would invest a little more in other things during the trip, but to tell you quickly, because it's very nice for you to know how it is, it's great. It has a sensational pool, the service is spectacular, everyone is trained by Disney, so all the employees are always smiling, everyone everyone attends you with the greatest care, with all the attention. There's an area there, a very nice lounge where there is live music all day long. When you come back from the park, there's an orchestra playing Disney song, a musician playing Disney songs on the piano. Clarinha stayed there and it was an attraction apart from Orlando. She didn't even have to go to the parks. We stayed there. It was like a playground for her. She was dancing, playing, and running after the other kids. It's a Disney hotel, so there are a lot of kids, lots of families, lots of fun. There's a movie theater outside in the lawn with Disney movies. There's a Disney store, Mickey's ice cream, all the Disney magic, so you end up entering the Disney world. You can see the Magic Kingdom fireworks from afar, which is very beautiful. You can go to some places by boat, through transportation. There's a port behind the hotel. You can go to some other Disney places from there. You can do a lot of things right there at Disney. So for those who want to leave the Disney magic, if you can afford it, this is the best option in Orlando. And these are the 4 options that we thought it would be nice to share with you. If you have any questions, send them to us. We will help you choose. But these are very varied and nice options that we've been to and liked. And we know that they are well located. They are good options. There's no way you can have too much trouble there without knowing where you are staying, guys. It's for sure the best place of all, but it's expensive. There's no way you have to pay a little more. And that's it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you like, please give us a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps us a lot. And be sure to watch the other videos, especially the one about how to save a lot on your trip to Orlando. Here's a very complete video that we created. It's the step-by-step for you to set up your trip from beginning to the end with all the tips, saving a lot, really a lot. You will see that you can really save money with the best service. So I'll leave this video here along with the playlist below that has all the other Orlando videos for you to watch. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and have nice trips.